Sage Wanderer here, coming at you from my favorite blackberry bush. Well, I got a couple of pieces of new gear I want to show to you today and test out. First thing I'll be testing out today is these MPACT Mechanics wear tactical gloves. They have some impact resistance on the knuckle. We'll be testing those out, see how well I can do while handling a sword with those. They feel really comfortable, kind of digging them so far. Totally like the multicam going on there. So 2 thumbs up on that. And today we'll be looking at the Naval Cutlass from Condor Knife and Tool Company. And so I'll step back so you can see that. It's hanging on my belt. Isn't that neat? Actually, how concealed is that? Is it concealable? Is that a concealable weapon? I gotta tell you, I waited a long time for this to come in. I really liked it. I haven't had a chance to review it. I played with it a little bit, but you're gonna see me put it through its paces today. I'm going to take it easy on her though. I've seen this torture tested before. It does pretty well. I have faith in it. I don't want to mess with the edge because I'm saving this for if I actually ever really need it. So I'm gonna play with it a little bit and show you how it handles, talk about the balance, give you the specs on it, and tell you my first impressions of the Condor Knife and Tool Company's Naval Cutlass. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'll talk about the scabbard in a minute. I will say I like how it pivots, it swivels. I found it going in and out of the van down by the river. It's nice that it's not wagging out here, that I can tuck it in there when I walk around corners in tight areas. I can, you know, when I go to draw it, I can just pull it right there and I can, bam, easily draw it. I was a little disappointed when I got it because it didn't go swing, because the scabbard is made from high quality leather and it more makes a silent shh kind of sound. So it is a silent, a silent killer when it comes out of the sheath. Now this comes with a about 1/3 of an inch blade in thickness, so it's a fairly thick blade by machete standards. But this is still a knife machete, you might call it, or a sword machete. But a lot of the design, the shape of the blade, the through full tang construction, the handguard, the hardwood, all of this is designed very closely to the 1917 Naval Cutlass, which was the last sword produced by the United States military for issue. And it was still being issued up really up until World War II as a on-ship weapon to repel boarders. So this is of the saber variety of sword. The angle of the blade, the way that you train with this sword, the length of the blade are variations. It's a shorter version of a saber. Sabers traditionally were longer, had a longer reach. This has been shortened into the Cutlass for use on board ships. So this is the old pirate sword, really. This is the Navy sword. And my first impressions is that this thing is razor sharp, that it is extremely sharp. You've seen me touch the end of the point here a few times with my finger, only because I'm also testing these gloves and it's not going through. But with a little push, it would. This is extremely sharp. The point is very sharp. This is a good thrusting weapon, but mainly it's a slashing weapon. So it still goes in line with my Filipino stick fighting training, although the Navy Cutlass has a training method all its own, and sailors into the 1920s were still doing basically katas, or training maneuvers with this sword as a weekly part of their training, that they would have sword training still in the Navy until they quit issuing these. Now swords are more of a ceremonial dress-up kind of affair, but this is a working tool right here from down at the Condor Knife and Tool Company, and this thing is probably going to get some work done, and I think it would be a formidable weapon even with a little bit of training. And so I don't know why I need a sword. They're fun. I'm a guy from another time, I guess. So what better way to test the sword out than to chop up the box it came in? So over here, strapped up with some duct tape, you see I got the box it came in. We'll see if we can take the top off of that. I'll play around with some other items here, and we'll talk about how it handles and the weight of it and the balance point and all of that. But it feels really good in the hand, where the short sword and stick fighting is an arm affair, it's a chopping affair. This has so much in the wrist. It's all in the wrist. And once again, this is unsheathed and extremely sharp, so I'm being careful here. But nonetheless, this thing has a lot of It just feels good. When you combine the arm with the hand, with the wrist, you get a real chopping motion that I'm quite certain would take the head off of most things, or people, or whatever. Let's see what it does to this old cardboard box. I'm sure it makes short work of it. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I would say that one little chop there it made a nice little cut edge there at an angle. Made short work of it. Let's see what it does to a 2-liter bottle, and we'll put a bottle up there with the cardboard. 2-liter bottle full of water. See if it'll chop through both of them. I don't know, let's see. I may just get wet. You ready? Well, I didn't quite get in deep enough, but you can see it opened up the box right there real nice. Let's try that again. We'll get a little lower. I'll try not to hit the stand. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it walks right through this cardboard, no problem. It just, yeah, it's nothing to it. Let's do some more bottles. Those are fun. Let's see how many slices I can get out of one. So we've tested the overhand chop. Let's test the, there's a draw. Like the standard saber move is a draw, cut, stroke. So you're gonna draw the sword and you're gonna cut with it at the same time. So let's see what that looks like on a 2-liter. Put her back in the, let's put her back in the scabbard. I'm getting all adrenaline rushed. There we go. So the idea is to draw this sword, take it out in one pass. I seem to be having a little depth perception, but that definitely would have given them a mouth where they didn't have one before. That was a head or a face. Let's put it back up and do it again. I feel like that I probably could have gone, you know, there's a draw, and then I did it, and I need to make it one smooth thing. So it's something I'll have to work on. Too much fun. All right, so let's do a couple more of these and see how it pokes. See if it does any poking. I've seen a lot of tests on TV, but I've never seen one that slick. Went through it just like nothing. I had the distinct feeling I could poke this right through this aluminum stand. It might go right on through. I don't know. Let's try it again. Well, that was just sucky swordsmanship. Once again, I'm a stick fighter. The poking thing I'm new at. Now that should have went on through, but I suspect it didn't have enough resistance because it's not full of water anymore. It's leaking like a sieve, I gotta say. One more time. I don't think there's enough weight there. I gotta practice on my poking. I gotta say, that's super satisfying for some reason. Now I'm just taking out some childhood aggression. Ah! Well, I'm gonna have to oil it up because I think I got it a little bit wet. I would say, yeah, coolest sword I ever owned. Why do I need a sword? I don't know. My cousin, he caught a guy climbing in his bedroom window one night. My cousin don't own guns, but he had a katana. He cut that fool's arm off with a katana. That's right, my cousin caught a guy coming in the window of his house, chopped his arm off with a katana. Excuse me, that's a Japanese sword. It's probably not near as quality as this one is. And funny thing is, the doctors sewed it back on. And the dude's arm never worked right again, but yeah. And they sewed shut the 26 stab wounds in the guy's head, because he didn't just chop his arm off, he poked him in the head a few times too. So is that useful for self-defense? My cousin thinks so. Won't talk about who's his name. Anyway, but yeah, it's my crazy cousin's Sorry, that was fun. I'm all hopped up. I'm winded because I've been chopping stuff. But trying to talk while you're catching your wind. But yeah, overall, I think this would work for home defense. Really, for me, it's just fun. I get to pretend I'm a pirate. Arr! With my Navy Cutlass. Let's look at the holster real quick, or the scabbard, the sheath. Man, I get a little adrenaline in me and I just get goofy. This is where editing would be good. Let's hope my pants don't fall off. Oh, the gloves, they're like they're not there. That's good, that's cool. I dig that. I forgot I was wearing them. Honestly, yeah. Thumbs up on the gloves for sure. The scabbard is made of some high quality leather. I totally dig the way this pivots. It pivots really nice, so you can hang it at whatever angle. If you want it to stay there, you could probably stitch it. But I like that it swings so it can be down out of the way when I'm going through tight areas. And when I want to draw it, I can pull it right up to me and draw it straight out. The fit and finish is superb on both the sword and the sheath, and it's every bit as good as I thought it would be. I can't recommend this more. This is the Condor knife and tool. See that embossed Condor right there in the leather, stamped in there. Yeah, the Navy Cutlass, the epitome of swordsmanship from the modern era. Well, if 150 years ago is modern, whatever, 100-something years ago. Don't make me do math, I'm high on adrenaline. All right, we'll see you next time down by the river. Wait, I bet I gotta take the gloves off. See, you're wishing I had editing software right now.